Bonjour, Kinamagianini Ireland Indigenicas, and welcome to this week's Support Coach story, Sing Me a Friend. This video is meant to accompany the text that is found within the Google Classroom assignment, which is a PDF of this exact same story. You should also have access via packets to colored ones, including the orange, the green, and the blue boxes. If this is your first read, you should be focusing on summarizing. If this is your second read, focusing on understanding plot and setting. And if this is your third read, focus on evaluating the story critically. Now let us begin the story. Sing Me a Friend. I want to join something this year. Do you? It was boring last year with nothing to do after school but homework. Don't you think? Juanita said to her friend Katrina as they sat on Katrina's bed. I was thinking of Glee Club. I know you're a great singer, and I'm not half bad. So how about it? Should we audition for it next month? Katrina laughed. Juanita often spoke a mile a minute and barely took a breath, but she could understand her friend better than anyone. They'd been best friends since before kindergarten, when Anita moved into Katrina's neighborhood. I don't know, replied Katrina hesitantly. I'd like voice lessons first. Doesn't someone in your family teach voice? I'd be mortified if I tried out and didn't make it. My Aunt Rosa gives voice lessons, said Juanita as she stood up. Let's go see if she has any inclination to donate her time to two very enthusiastic students. Page 17. The girls caught up with Juanita's Aunt Rosa at the car dealership where she worked. She readily agreed to the girls' request and suggested they start on the following Saturday. The big day arrived, and the girls showed up at Aunt Rosa's house early. Aunt Rosa first asked Juanita and Katrina to sing the chorus of their favorite song in order to tell where to start with each of them and how much work it was going to be. Katrina was nervous and suddenly unsure of singing out loud for all to hear, even if it was just Anita and Aunt Rosa. She went first, singing a song that her mother always sang to her when she was a little girl. Not bad, Katrina thought to herself. She was relieved that she had carried all the notes and remembered all of the words. Aunt Rosa nodded and made a series of notes in a little black notebook she pulled from her pocket. Page 18. It was Anita's turn. Katrina knew her friend was good, but she didn't realize just how good she was. It was like Juanita morphed into a different person. Juanita had picked a song from a well-known musical and was singing beautifully, transporting Katrina and Aunt Rosa right into the theater's front row seats. When Juanita stopped singing, silence enveloped the room. Katrina was so proud of her friend, and by the looks of it, Aunt Rosa was thinking of stars, bright lights, and marquees. Watching Juanita and her aunt together, Katrina felt the tiniest bit of jealousy rise up from the pit of her stomach. Don't be a spoiled brat, she said to herself. You don't have to be as good as Juanita. You're fine just the way you are, and both of you will get into Glee Club. Let's go, Katrina said to Juanita suddenly. Remember, we bought tickets to the movies, and I don't want to miss the beginning. Page 19. Katrina was quiet on the way to the movies. Is anything the matter? Juanita asked, somehow dreading the answer. No. What makes you think that? Asked Katrina. Just wondering. You're awfully quiet, and that usually means something's on your mind, said Juanita. No, just feeling a little bit quiet, that's all, Katrina responded. Okay, continued Juanita, just don't go all weird on me. If you're going to do that, please wait until the movie is over. I've been dying to see this movie forever, and I'd hate to miss it because something's bothering you and you didn't tell me. Katrina looked at her friend and laughed. She felt better all of a sudden. Nothing could come between Juanita and me, she said to herself, and certainly not a silly singing audition. Page 20. The girls practiced with Aunt Rosa every Saturday for the next few weeks. It was becoming clear that Juanita was naturally gifted, while Katrina was not. Even though she knew that it shouldn't bother her, Katrina was still upset and maybe a little bit jealous. That Juanita had such a great talent. As Glee Club auditions neared, Katrina began avoiding Juanita. Juanita was at a loss as to what to do. She had discovered something she loved doing, and she excelled at it. But at the same time, she felt her relationship with Katrina was becoming more and more strained. Juanita spent hours staring at a photograph of the two of them taken the previous year, before all the singing business got in the way. The day of the audition arrived. Katrina sang well, but fell short of making the Glee Club roster. Then it was Juanita's turn. She got up on stage, looked straight into Katrina's eyes, and began to sing a song about the meaning of friendship. That is now concluded the reading of Sing Me a Friend. Please return to your Google Classroom for further instructions. Mama P.